I say this to everybody, but how you do one thing is how you do everything.
That is a very important point. So the technique that I use, I've got this one technique for goal achievement that I use for every area in my life. That's my fitness. It's the same, you know, the rapid planning method that I use, Tony Robbins' rapid planning method. I've adapted it.
Explain for people because they might not.
Okay, so I'll put some links down to my other videos because it's like achieving goals and productivity. So I do 3 things a day that are working towards a goal, all in sort of short blocks of time, up to an hour each. That everything else doesn't matter. So if you work 10 hours or 8 hours, whatever, make sure you achieve those 3 things because it's consistent goal achievement, bit by bit, incrementally every day. So I just might pick something. Let's say I'm working on health and fitness. I've got a training session today, that'll be 1 hour. Another one might be some work that I'm doing in my tech business, that'll be another hour. Then I might do something on sales, another hour. And that's what I do every day. Is like all the other emails and meetings and making cups of tea are irrelevant. The only thing that matters is them 3 things towards your goals every day, consistently. And if you think about it, over 6 months, 12 months, this is you'll.
It's compounding.
Yeah, but I use that same technique, the rapid planning method. So I create them RPM plans for everything: training, diet, family, my business, my projects, any new projects, sales, videos, absolutely everything. I've got one goal achievement method for productivity for everything. It works across the board. So you're right. How you do anything is, it's the same.
Yeah, for sure. But I also think that in that same sentence there, what you're saying is, some people will look at this and go, well, yeah, but you've got your business, you are where you are.
Well, I didn't get given to me.
No, for sure, for sure. But this is so where I'm positioned in this kind of when I'm employed by people is I will show them how to achieve that around what they're doing, because I've built a business, I've had children, I've built a physique, I've done all of these things, and my standard for everything in my life, from the way my house looks, my car, my clothes, my intensity in the gym, the way that I look after clients, the way that I keep the promises that I make, is high. And I've done this with so much pressure, let's call it pressure, so many things and responsibilities. I've learned how to do it, because if you would have said to me at the point, when I'd had my first or my second child, or just write these 3 things down, I'd have been like, oh yeah, that's cool, mate, but I've got to change nappies and I've got to do this and I've got to do this, and how am I going to make time for the gym, and I'm tired, I just want to stop at the garage and buy a bottle of wine. It's helping people to achieve that, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree, but I think when it comes to habits and things, I think you've got to have some habits that are non-negotiable, right? So for me, training is non-negotiable, good diet is non-negotiable, journaling is non-negotiable, reading is non-negotiable. I make time for them, and I will even prioritise that. Jim Rohn, one of the big sort of motivational speakers, he used to say something brilliant. He'd say, work more on yourself than you do on your business, and I believe in that. I think if you think about your business and everything that you've achieved, it's kind of a product of all your habits. So that's why I would prioritise all non-negotiables first.
Yeah.
Because consistency is how you get anything done. Consistent application of habits,
I guess it is, but this is where I look at things on a broader spectrum, and I start to understand, whilst I have an understanding of the way people think in terms of the things that make them fail. So your 5 non-negotiables there, the first thing people will think if they're not in those things, bearing in mind if they don't already train, or if they do but they come in and they just turn up. Turning up is not enough. Just going to the gym is not enough. So it's all about, I've developed ways in which I can help people systematically grow all of those areas to be able to achieve.
Well, everyone's got to find their own way, right? There's no point.
But that's why you hire a coach, isn't
exactly,
it? So that's what I'm saying. So I will get people from, maybe not from zero, they've got the things there, but they're only good at putting it into one area. By optimizing the health and what they eat and how they train, and the self-talk that they have, the daily motivation. Self-talk, motivation's bullshit, isn't it? It comes from self-talk and action. Action drives action, which is perception of motivation. If you do a task and you complete it, you think to yourself, do you know what, I feel really good about that, I want to do another one. But if you don't do it, you don't feel motivated, do you?
Yeah, do you know, there's a couple of things. So it's the difference between what you'd say a theologian, someone who reads a lot about this stuff, and a practitioner, someone who actually does it. And I do think it's in the doing.
That's the key. Right? That is the key.
It's in the doing, and you know, if you do something, even I believe in the reason why I do these little 3 things a day, little daily wins. You know what little daily wins do? Boost your testosterone. Little wins. I've finished this project. I've made this sale. If you look at the science, like there's been a lot of studies on. You know, I haven't got any studies now, but there's been a lot of studies on things like monkeys and animals, and you know, the dominant one, the alpha who wins the top spot, testosterone goes right up, and that's because they've achieved something. The person that they're knocked off, or the monkey that they're knocked off, the previous leader, their testosterone tanks. And I do believe one of the best things you can do is, this is why little wins, daily wins. I count a training session as a daily win. When you do it, you feel great, don't you, of having done it?
Yeah, you do, for sure.
And that's why I always put that as one of my goals. I would say don't think a training session is just something you've got to do. If you see it like that, you're not into it, you're only half-hearted. I see going to the gym, training, as an achievement every time you come out.
What makes you feel like you've achieved something?
Pushing myself.
That's the key though, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this is what I say to
just
people.
Turn up.
This is what I say to people. They go to the gym and, you know, they wander around, and, you know, I don't care if you've got a plan or not. I don't care if you get on a treadmill. Get on a treadmill and put it up as fast as you can. And people think that, like, you know, it would be super impressive to me if they run at like 20 mile an hour. I'm more impressed by the person running at 5 mile an hour but grafting their ass off. If it's easy to you at 20, I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Intensity. You might run faster than me, but I will be pushing my levels of what I'm capable of way more than you will be. And when it gets hard for your body, I'll keep pushing.
Okay.
And this is the kind of thing that I'm always trying to tell people, because if you're just going to do something, do it well, because that's where you get the reward from.
Yeah.
You know, there's a podcast recently, it was Huberman, and he did it with David Goggins.
Oh yeah.
Who I'm super on the fence about, by the way, but that's for another time.
Oh, he's useful. He's insane. Energy levels.
Those were mine. I'm like,
yeah.
But he was talking about this. There's a gland in the brain that actively swells in a positive way and grows when you do stuff that you don't want to do. So, you know, putting that extra kilo on the bar, adding that extra, you know, bit of speed on the running machine, or completing something gives you so much more reward than just turning up. And this is, I'm not addicted to hard work. I'm addicted to the feeling that I get when I work hard. I'm addicted to looking at somebody. You know, if I'm training with someone and I can see them and and they say to me, like, I can see they're struggling, mate, I get a hard on for it. I'm like, wow, it gives me another gear. Because I just think I'm one above you now, not like in life, just at that moment, it gives me such a boost, because I think I'll push on when you're struggling. So I can go more and more and more, and I feed off that. And the feeling is addictive, and you know, when the workout stops, it doesn't matter who went the furthest, who pushed the hardest, did you push as hard as you can? And that's what I'm saying, like that's, if you go to the gym, do a half-assed workout, you walk out the gym and you're like, and the next day you're like, yeah, you know what, should I go to the gym? What reason do you have to go to the gym? Whereas when you push yourself and you think, wow, do you know what, I wanted to give up, I carried on, wow, I did 30s today. The next day when you think, yeah, I'm going to go to the gym, you're like, yeah, you know what, I really enjoyed it. And that's the reward factor. Because as human beings, we want reward, don't we?
We do.
Dopamine hits.
Yes, we do. And point there that you just said was about pushing yourself. I do believe the time that you apply to something, and it's like me with my 3 things, those 3 blocks of time are all super intense no matter what I'm doing. I used to have a corporate job, right, working 40, 50 hours a week, Manchester, sometimes longer, sat in an office. It was really boring. As you can imagine, couldn't wait to get out of there. Let's say I was in there 40 hours a week, Monday to Friday. I could have done that job in half a day, intensely. The amount of work that gets done in an office is nothing. I believe that people only work 2 or 3 hours a day anyway.
Without that.
So why just do, to me, just do the 2 or 3 hours really intense. You'll achieve more than spending 8 hours.
But you've got the health and the knowledge now, because you've acquired it, which most people don't.
It takes years to get that good.
It
your
does,
job.
it does, but it doesn't take years to get more efficient at it. When you fuel the body right, you know, you're not overweight, your body's not running like shite, your cognitive function increases tenfold.
Hey, hope you enjoyed part 3 of my interview with Steven Chidgey. We've got the last part now, part 4 coming up, so stay tuned, keep watching. See you on the next one.